Hi there and welcome back, where it is time to give you some breaking news. I say breaking news, it happened exactly when we all expected. I don't know who else was there, just like refreshing their phone or pressing F5 on the hour. It was noon, Japanese time here, and yes, it came out, the announcement that BABYMETAL have a new album. That's the bit that I predicted right. I was like, yeah, this is going to be an announcement of a new album. I guarantee it, guys. There was another bit that really surprised me and I got wrong. We're going to get onto that in a second. But yes, they have announced a new album called The Other One. It's coming out. As you can see, this is the Twitter announcement. They've announced that along with BABYMETAL Returned. The other one, I think that looks like it's going to be a live show in Chiba, Makuhari Messe. That's going to be on 28th, 29th of January. So who knows? I might even be able to get that. That might even be my first BABYMETAL show if I can get into it. Who knows? As you guys remember, I was going to see them once before in London and I got screwed over on the tickets by my friend who isn't my friend anymore. Anyway, moving on. So it'd be kind of interesting after all of that if I end up seeing them in Japan with the announcement of this. But this is a big announcement. Obviously, they've said here the album is coming out on the 24th of March. But here is the big thing that I really like about this. I predicted the direction that Metal Galaxy was going to go in before it came out. I've been pretty good at following all this. When they went on hiatus, I was like, interesting. Okay, they've done 3 albums that have really encapsulated so much. Where are they going to go next? Maybe this hiatus is about them reinventing themselves. I was talking about all of that. And then they came back with the one thing that I never expected, but I should have expected. A concept album. You know what, this has me, again, as I've said about all these things, it can go one of two ways, but if any group is going to pull off a concept album, a group like BABYMETAL, who have so much lore and so much of a theatrical nature, I've always said one of the greatest qualities of BABYMETAL is the fact that, unlike most bands who are a traditional sort of band, they really benefit from the things that make them different. Yeah, you could say, I'm sure people who wanted to be negative could say, oh, they're a produced band and everything, but that's the point. It's like a theatre production, it's like a show, like a movie, it's like the sort of thing that would produce a story, a concept album. They have production, they have writers, they have the sort of people who can create something bigger than just a normal album. A lot of the time when other bands try to do concept albums, the reason why they kind of sound so flaky and kind of a bit pretentious is because of the fact that usually, doing a concept album, it's a very theatrical thing. It's not the sort of thing that most bands really have the qualifications to do. And usually when you hear a band's doing a concept album, all it really tells you is that that band have probably got a little bit too full of themselves. But when BABYMETAL have the idea of doing a concept album, you're like, yeah, you've got the team of people, you're the right group to do this. So this could go many different ways, but wow, yeah, that's just a fantastic thing to see. Now, they put a couple of links in. I had a little look at them. There's one here, this is to the Toys Factory website. It's got some news, streaming. I guess the streaming won't work yet. Lineup. There's a few things going on here. Now playing. So I'm just going through this live with you, seeing it for the first time. So there's announcements about CDs. It's all kind of here now printing. So I get the feeling that they're working on a lot of stuff. We've got the other link here. This seems to be pretty much the same as babymetal.com. Just go straight to their website. And yeah, it's just mostly the announcements. We had that video that they released as well, which was on their Twitter. This has been coming up all over the place. I'm sure it's the same one. Most of their Twitter videos have also been put on their YouTubes, but this has been kind of playing through. I mentioned about all the theatrics, and as usual, we were looking at the videos counting down from 90 all the way to 99, counting up, I should say, and they were all sort of released with like little images to give you an idea of the feeling. As I said at the time, when we did a talk about that earlier on, you could see that a lot of the videos, the little clips they were showing, showed that there's not really been a change in the style of BABYMETAL. They've not reinvented themselves. They've stayed with that big bombastic theatric look that has always typified who they are. Certainly in the latter years, as they've started to steer a little bit away from some of the popular elements, they've still kept it, but steered away from a lot of the popular elements and moved into being more of a metal group. They've kept a lot of that, and now understanding why they've done that for the concept of doing a concept album, it makes a lot of sense. I really like it. We got here, the restoration project is 99% complete. The remains is the 1% in you. Oh, isn't that? I didn't read that before. That's really sweet. So we got to 99. We're holding at 99 because the 1% is you. So I'm basically saying that, okay, we've finished now. You guys, I'm assuming they mean the 1% is us booking and pre-ordering. Book your tickets for the show, pre-order. Of course, they nicely announced this, like, because it's the 11th today. The 11th not only is so I was saying before they were going to announce the this on the 10th of October, 1 year after they announced their hiatus. They actually announced it's the 11th here in Japan, but then I realized that for a lot of people who are like in the US, which is where I think a largest portion of their fan base really is, for you guys it's still the 10th. Actually, yeah, even on the East Coast, I think it's still the 10th. It's the evening of the 10th now, so perfect timing. But in Japan, here on this time zone, it's the 11th, and not only is, well, the relevance of that is because officially the borders have opened to tourism from today. I know that it was open for package tours, but I mean for free tourism, exactly as it was pre-pandemic, that is open from today. So this has the knock-on effect that they can really now open this up for, hey, you guys want to come and see that show in Makuhari? You can come and see it. So I think there's gonna be a lot of plane tickets being purchased off the back of this. Yeah, it's fantastic. It's big news. It's really brilliant to see BABYMETAL back, especially in conjunction with the fact that travel is now going to be more available. Okay, the tickets are going to be kind of expensive, guys. I think both for the show and also if you are traveling, remember, well, ticket price is going to be quite high at the moment, but I think this is going to be it's good for BABYMETAL, it's good for the Japanese music scene. I'm interested to see if they can have the same impact that they had prior to all of this. I mean, even though it's a concept album, I really hope they still pack in some big singles there, because I know that, most people are not, they're not really looking for the big singles, but that's important for keeping the profile of the band high. And of course, if the band have a sort of a big profile, if people are talking about them, if they're still a big noise in, they're sort of getting through to people who are not just normal fans, but also having that presence in the music scene as a general, with, spreading beyond their normal fan base. If they have that impact, which usually comes from having singles that people are going, wow, that's cool. Oh, BABYMETAL are back. Oh yeah, have you heard this song? People are not going to go, hey, have you heard this concept album? Most people will be like, no. But if you've got like songs that are really getting through to the general sort of music sphere, that's the reason why that's important, is because that obviously then pushes more budget, and more budget means that we can keep on expecting BABYMETAL to be the big artist, doing the big things, being able to do these big concepts, having these huge shows. Obviously, they're always going to be big within their fan base, but it's the fact that they're always slightly larger than, they're larger than life. They're, other groups are just sort of big in the metal sphere. BABYMETAL sort of expand beyond that. And so I'm hoping that, again, this album has a couple of nice little singles that are really sort of latch on as well as being a concept album. What a cool thing. Yeah, this is going to be really interesting. I'm excited to listen to it. And just, and also as someone who I'm an album person. Maybe I'm not a concept album person usually. There's not that many good names and concept albums if you want, but there's not that many good concept albums I can think of. But I am an album person. I like when an album is constructed as an album. And I also like having good, if you can pull off both those things, you can have an album that sounds complete, but it has some good standalone singles as well. That is just the best thing. And, that sounds like what we might be about to get. So that's my thoughts. As always, get in the comments to what your thoughts are. And until I hopefully see you very soon in Japan, either on these videos or maybe I'll see you in March. Until then, for now, ciao, ciao.